Trump and RNC Chairwoman Ronna McDaniel caught in an attempt to thwart 2020 election results in Michigan on tape. On tape? Hey, what's up there, Forward Up Newsies? As you could probably tell, I've lost my voice. It's actually coming back a little bit, but yeah, I've been a little sick and under the weather past few days, so apologies. I haven't seen the video for a while, and this one's actually going to be a little short because talking is making my throat hurt, so we're going to keep this brief. But yeah, it looks like Trump and RNC, that's the Republican National Committee Chairwoman Ronna McDaniel, niece of Mitt Romney, Senator Mitt Romney, former presidential candidate Mitt Romney, are in some deep mess. According to a breakout story from the Detroit News, a Michigan newspaper, reporter Greg Mauger, shout out to him, I hope I'm saying your name right, broke the story titled "Trump Recorded Pressuring Wayne County Canvassers Not to Certify 2020 Vote." Sorry, guys. Anyway, basically what we have happening is that then President Trump had personally pressured two Republican members of the Wayne County Board of Canvassers to not sign the certification of the election results. This is of the 2020 presidential election, and this is all caught on tape. And the Detroit News has copies of these recordings. It was a November 17th, 2020 phone call, and it included the RNC committee chairwoman Ronna McDaniel, that's the Republican National Committee, then President Donald Trump, and they told canvassers Monica Palmer and William Hartman, who, if I understand, passed away in 2021. These were the two GOP Wayne County canvassers, and they said that they would look, quote unquote, terrible if they had signed those certification documents after they had first voted in opposition, and then, other shenanigans or whatever. Trump allegedly told them that, quote, "We've got to fight for our country." Again, this is all on tape. And, quote, "We can't let these people take our country away from us." Ronna McDaniel said that they would, if you can go home tonight, don't sign it, we'll get you attorneys. So, and then to which Trump added, we'll take care of that. More about what was said in this recording, excuse me, in the article. Highly suggest that you guys go and check this one out. But yeah, it is definitely a hot mess going on here. Like, they're saying, we'll get you attorneys. Just don't sign the document certifying your county's election results. All this other mess. Because if you guys remember, Michigan was a pretty close call, right? Like a lot. Like this was an active attempt to potentially thwart the election. And so Ronna McDaniel is potentially implicated herself into some really serious stuff. And Trump, this is just going to add to his growing legal issues anyway. So, it's crazy. About 18% of Michigan's population actually resides in Wayne County. And there are about 878,000 votes cast there for the November 2020 election, as stated in the Detroit News piece. So, yeah, this was a pretty big deal, a pretty big attempt to thwart the election. But now let's get to, real quick, what can you do? Support your local news outlets, right? So whether that's a local newspaper, your local news channels, things like that. This could potentially be one of the biggest stories to break out in this year, at least towards the end of the year. And it was a local news outlet that did it. It wasn't your CNNs, it wasn't your MSNBCs, none of those, right? None of your big cable news outlets. It was the Detroit News, and some local news reporters working their own contacts, getting their hands on the recordings themselves. So support your local news stations, because we need those local news outlets on the ground. Not only because every national news story, even every international news story, is at its heart is a local news story because it's local to someone, right? So support your local news, and again, props and shout out to reporter Craig Mauger of the Detroit News, who broke this story. It broke overnight on Thursday night, December 21st. So shout out to them. This is going to be a developing story, and yeah, support your local news. That's about it. Newsies, thank you so much, and apologies for the delay. Not sure when I'll have another video out. We'll see when my voice comes back, but until then, peace. So yeah, thanks, and later.